Hello, Facebook. Good morning. Thank you for watching the replay. How are you all doing? I'm jumping on here on one foot, kind of sliding into the chair. I just wanted to say good morning. How are you? It's Ingrid Owens here. It's a Tuesday morning, and I hope you can hear me and everything is going good. We are coming at you here live on Biz Talk Tuesday. Every Tuesday morning, I do a little Facebook show here where we talk biz talk things, all things visibility, all things strategy related, all things that you might need if you are a service-based creative entrepreneur trying to grow your business, trying to get more leads, trying to make it through another month. And you are very welcome here. Like I said, my name is Ingrid Owens and I am a visibility and marketing coach for creative entrepreneurs. And so today I wanted to talk to you a little bit. I headlined the live confessions of a digital marketer who would prefer to stay hidden, or maybe I said visibility marketing coach who would prefer to stay hidden, because the truth of the matter is quite often the things that we help our clients with are things that we have struggled with, right? And I am actually a very introverted person, and so it takes a lot of energy for me to be with other people, and to do something like going live on Facebook actually takes a lot of energy. And even though I love talking to people and dealing with people and being surrounded by people, I get my energy from those times when I'm on my own. So it's hard for me to constantly to be an extroverted person. So to go to a networking thing or to go to do a live even, it takes a lot out of me, because I feel like it can be quite challenging. And I'm naturally shy, and I would naturally prefer to just stay behind my laptop. And I'm sure you can identify. And so if you're watching me on the replay and this is something that has been holding you back, or you felt a little bit shy and a little bit kind of behind the laptop in your visibility strategy, I'd love if you would go ahead and type hashtag replay to let me know that you're watching the replay, and do that anyway so that I can say thank you for watching. But also shoot me a 1 in the comments if you have struggled and you struggle with getting in front of the camera sometimes. And I'll say the camera, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the video camera. It could just be like actually even just showing up, right? Because sometimes it's hard, and especially if you're a little bit introverted, it's very hard, right? I'm certainly not somebody who likes to show off every last minute or every move that we're making on Facebook, on my personal page, or even on my business page. So it has been a struggle for me to do this consistently. And that's what I wanted to help and talk to you about today, because if you're having trouble with showing up consistently, it will be, you'll see it obviously in your leads, in your clients, and in your bank account, right? Ultimately, because that's where it's going to show the most. Because in order to get those consistent leads in your business, so that you don't have to always be relying on referral-based clients, you have to be visible. You have to be putting yourself out there so that new, fresh eyes can fall on you all the time. And this is very fundamental in marketing, right? But sometimes when you become an online entrepreneur, or you work online, you work from home, part of that reasoning is that we can do this so that we don't have to be forward facing. We don't have to be client facing. We can actually work from home in our jammies, right? Or very cool yoga pants. And we don't actually have to be putting ourselves out there. But the reality is that when you work for yourself and you have your own business, you actually have to put yourself out there more than if you were just showing up to a job every day. I think sometimes we can be more hidden in a cubicle, in a big organization, in a company, in a sea of people, we can be more hidden there than actually what it is going to take for you to be an entrepreneur. You've got to be very, very visible. You've got to be very open. So the confessions that I have for you today, it sounds like I'm in the confessional box again, right? Making these assumptions. And I'm sorry, I'm all bundled, but it's really cold here in Atlanta. So I'm kind of trying to stay warm here. But like what I wanted to talk about is some of the biggest thing that I had to let go of to really change my visibility. And this has been really a big shift for me in the last, I've been working on it for a long time, but like really in the last year, it's really come home for me, is letting go of perfection. Okay. And you may have heard me talking about this before, but perfection is something I think as creatives we struggle with a lot, and this whole notion of perfection, because we are constantly we are our own worst critics. Firstly, when you're in an industry, you're surrounded by other people that are also in that industry. And so therefore you're always comparing yourself, right? And so you compare yourself, you compare your work. Of course, your work is an extension of yourself when you're a creative. So you can be very, very critical and harsh on your own stuff. And you also feel like sometimes, well, at least this is what I felt like, that other people are judging me by those same standards. And the truth is that people really aren't. Right? Yes, if you are a website designer, it would be helpful if you had a website. But that doesn't mean that you have to continuously tweak it and change it and make it better. What your standards are so extremely high, and they're constantly evolving and constantly becoming better because you're becoming better at your craft. The trap that we fall into is sometimes thinking, well, if I can just have a better website, then I'm going to get more clients. If I can just like make this page this better, I'm going to get more clients. If I'm a branding person, maybe I'm thinking if I need a rebrand so that I will get more clients. I need to freshen things up so that more people are going to be attracted to me. But the reality is that the amount of change that's actually going to make is incremental compared to the amount of time that you're putting and effort you're putting into that. And it's not actually the thing that's going to move the needle forward in your business. Okay. So if you find yourself suffering from perfectionism and working on these other stuff, then you may have an issue with this, like getting visible. I think you're going to see there's a correlation there between the two. Perfectionism is really something, like I said, that I've dealt with over the last couple of months, couple of years. I'm going to say really only got a handle on it this last couple of months, and I'm still dealing with it. So if you're wondering how I have managed to kind of overcome my perfectionism, I'll tell you a couple of different ways. The funny thing is that anybody who knows me personally would probably say that I'm not a perfectionist, and I am certainly not a textbook perfectionist, right? I don't care if everything is lined up. I am not type A. Right? I don't know if I'm B or C or D or whatever, but I am certainly not type A. I do not have to have checklists and boxes ticked and everything just so. That's just not how I operate. I am surrounded by chaos pretty much all of the time, and that's okay. So on the face of it, you might think, well, where's the perfectionism coming in? But I was able to identify this in myself, that it was an act of self-sabotage. So I was waiting until everything was perfect before I would put it out there. And my idea of perfect, actually, any perfect idea of perfect actually doesn't even exist. Sorry. So it doesn't exist, and I'll never get there. Which is so self-sabotaging, because then I'm never going to put the stuff out there. This is the pattern that I was seeing. So that I was waiting for everything to be perfect before I put it out there, but perfect was never going to be happening because I didn't feel I was ever good enough. So it was never happening, right? So you can see how this was complete self-sabotage. So nothing was ever getting posted. I had a great idea about doing like a weekly Facebook live show. Never happened, because I was always waiting until my background was perfect, or my face was perfect, or my hair was perfect, or my clothes were perfect. And it never happened. So some of the ways that I had to get over that, the first thing I did was, first of all, I realized and called it what it was, that perfectionism, that it was a form of perfectionism, and there's no such thing. So I called myself out on that bullshit mindset, right? That was the first thing. The second thing about that, sorry, I saw something come up my screen. The second thing was letting go of what my concept of was, my concept of perfect was, right? So I was like, okay, well, I'm never going to get perfect, but what would be acceptable? So, I had like my little area in the back, and I changed how I was approaching myself. So I will, get dressed, at least from here up. I am wearing pants and yoga pants underneath, but maybe I'm not ready to go to a business meeting, but it absolutely doesn't interfere with the quality of the content that I want to deliver and the help that I can give my clients, right? So I changed that, right? So I made a more realistic finish line for me, and try to achieve that. And that's where I go to, instead of, saying it has to be perfect. I made a very clear definition of what perfect is, in my now opinion, which is not perfect, but I should call it really camera ready, right? Or Facebook Live ready. And the beauty of Facebook Live is the camera looks this way and not that way, and you all can't see what I can see on the other side of the screen. So that was one way. And then another way it was, in order to get to that point, was really working on my mindset every single day. And you've heard me before talk about journaling and all of the things that I do to journal, to kind of get my mind right, meditation, kind of visualization, all of these things, self-hypnosis. I've worked a lot with all of that to really change my identity around that. And I'm getting there, it's a work in progress, and that's always changing too. But that's one of the things that has really helped me in my entrepreneurial journey and helped me to become more visible. A third thing is really visualizing and really seeing the impact that it's making, and thinking about it from a place of service. So rather than worrying about me and how I look and how this is ready for me and what I think and I flip that around and think about you, and think about the person who's listening to this, and the person who needs to hear what I have to say, the person that needs the help to become visible, to get coached. They need help with their strategy, they need help with their marketing, and I'm here to give it to them. And if I don't show up and I stay hidden, then I'm hiding that from them, and I'm actually not helping them. I'm actually doing them a disservice, because I have something that I can give them, and I'm not giving them. And it's as there's a coach that says it's like you're not sharing your brownies, right? You have this really good thing to share with the world, and you're not sharing it out there. And so it's actually a really selfish act to stay visible, stay invisible, right? So when I started framing it like that, I started taking the focus off of me. I was like, oh, absolutely. Like, that's the whole reason I do what I do, right? So that I can help people. And by staying invisible, you're not helping anybody. And so if you've got a creative service where this is a pattern that you're seeing, that you're trying to just stay hidden like that, think about those prospective clients. Think about those people that need your help. And if they can't find you, and they can't hear what you're saying, then you're really, really, causing a big disservice to the world. Not even something. It's not a neutral thing. It actually is hurting people. So really, really think about that. That really did make a big change to me. And I will say then the other thing is making a commitment outside of myself. So I have declared to the world that I do a Biz Talk Tuesday. So before this, I learned this from my other business, which is Camera Shy, and it's a photography training company. I have really pulled back a lot from the in-person stuff here in Atlanta, but I still have a little bit of it online. And up to this point, that was my full business. Up to, there was a period where I had to, but I closed down the Camera Shy Take 52 group this year, which was kind of sad. But before that, I had run that group for 6 years, and I had run that with a weekly prompt where I would show up, help people, give them a prompt, talk about that for the week so that they could photograph around that prompt. And sometimes I was more active in it than others, but the commitment of showing up every week for 6 years was a big commitment. And I learned from that if I can get accountability from a group of people, and even strangers that I don't know, I won't let them down. I actually have more accountability sometimes to people I don't know, like y'all on the other side of this life, than I do to my own self. And that was a big realization to me, because I was like, wait a minute, like that's messed up, right? But it worked, and it works, and it still works. And I'm working on being accountable to myself and, honoring anything that I say to myself. That's part of the work that I'm doing, part of the deep work that I work with my coach. But that's a little kind of a trick that kind of ties me over, is if I can commit to you guys that I'm going to be here every Tuesday showing up, then that's what I'm doing, right? I've missed a few over Christmas and holidays and stuff. Sometimes it might be Biz Talk Thursday, not Biz Talk Tuesday, but I show up. And so that has been huge for me, getting over that perfectionism. And I think it really all kind of falls in underneath that perfection label. So I wanted to just share that with you, because I know that there is somebody out there today that has had that feeling as well, that they feel like their work's not good enough or it's not ready yet. And it all comes back to, at some level, a fear. And, but the problem it causes is huge. It causes problems for you financially without having a set of leads for your, for your work. It causes problems for people that can't get hold of you and they can't see you. They don't know what you offer. So if you are feeling that you need some help around your visibility strategy and try to figure out what is that is keeping you stuck and how you could plan to move forward, I really want to encourage you to come ahead and schedule a complimentary visibility strategy session with me. This session is going to really help you figure out where the gaps are in your strategy. And if you don't feel like you have a strategy at all or a plan, we'll figure out what that should be and what that should look like for you. Okay. So it is a great call. Through the process of the call, people have gotten great clarity. They get like so much from it, like just getting clear on what it is that's holding you back and how you can move forward is massive, right? It's a really, really good thing to do. And I do these calls all the time. I love doing them. They're only 30 minutes. You'll get definitely a lot of stuff to take away from that. So if you would like to do that, I would really love to encourage you to do that. It's a very short little form you have to fill in. It's just like talking to me here, except it's just one-on-one and I can hear back, which is awesome, right? So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click and sign up, or else you can drop me an emoji in the comments and I'll just send you through direct message. I'll let you, I'll send you the link to the call. Make it as easy as possible, but don't be stuck. There is so much help out there for you, and this is one way that you can really help to get those consistent months. Stop relying on referrals. Make yourself visible in 2019, and let's see your business just explode off the charts. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to me today, Biz Talk Tuesday, on Tuesday, January 15th. I would love, like I said, to talk to you in person, and I hope wherever you are, you're having an awesome day. And I'll see you here next week, if not before. Bye.